Hi guys, this video is going to be for my sun, moon, rising Aries for the month of November, what you guys can expect to potentially happen, manifest. So let's get to it. November 1st, there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio in your 8th house. Yep. Okay, so let's move that out of my, move this out of my way. So new moon in your 8th house. Let me just write this first. Yep. Terrible. All right, whatever. New moon in 9 degrees. So what do I think this means for you guys? Typical 8th house Scorpio-like stuff is going to take place. It's either going to be, I'm just going to give it to you straight. It's going to be something transformative. It's going to be something new. It's either going to be a change in your mindset, where it's that typical something must die in order for something new to begin, in order to free yourself. The reason I'm coming up with freedom is because it's in 9 degrees, which is a Sagittarius degree. And then we also have Mercury in your 8th house, and we have the sun. So basically the sun is shining a light in a dark area in your life. And when I say dark area, I don't mean like, I mean, it could be dark, but what I really mean by this is you're able to see something you may have difficulty seeing, either about yourself or others. So either because it's Scorpio season, and Mercury is going to be in Scorpio, I'm going to say either like the secrets will come out, you're going to find out about other secrets, and this may lead to something new happening for you guys where you're able to get out of a situation, you're able to free your mind, you know, spirit, whatever it is. Or it could be something like money related. So if you guys have like a business partnership, right? Because the South Node is in the 7th house. So if you're like in a signed contract and then something happens around this time frame where you're like, oh, this is no good. This is not, you know, good for me. It's not healthy. This would be the time frame where you realize that. And that could also be how it manifests. So you see how that works? It's either going to be like in your mind, there's going to be this new idea that you realize due to finding something out. Or it's literally going to be something transformative in the sense that now you've seen something and you can't come back from it. And I'm also going to look at the 9th house, and you guys have Venus in Sagittarius. So for some of you, yes, this is going to have something to do with your money because Venus rules money. Where's Jupiter? 3rd house, learning, communicating, friends, aunts, uncles, siblings. So yeah, I'm going to say definitely for some of you, this would be where you're learning something. Mercury as well. Mercury rules Gemini, and it's in your 8th house in Scorpio. Something will be revealed, or you're going to just see something or feel something very strongly because this is an intuitive house. Anything else I want to add on to that? I think for a lot of us, it's not really going to be such a surprise, whatever this is. I can't see it being such a shock. It's more like something you were in touch with already. The reason I'm saying that is because Jupiter will be in retrograde. This makes us more in tune, or at least this is just my opinion. I think so, because things are slowing down here, and it's talking about your intuition. So when things are at normal speed or full speed, I feel like it's hard to be in touch, or it's hard to be in tune. But when things are slowed down, it's like you're able to see things more clearly. You're more in touch with what it is you're feeling, and that goes for what's going on intuitively behind your back or your spidey senses. So when Jupiter goes retrograde, this gives us a chance to realize, you know, why things potentially haven't been unfolding in the way that we wanted them to, or maybe just why things aren't unfolding. Since Jupiter talks about manifestation, I would just think that this is a time where you guys are able to free yourselves from something that maybe you guys weren't able to manifest, or you weren't reaping the benefits from. Because when I channel this transit, I'm picking up on the sun, Mercury, and the South Node, and I'm getting this like overlooking the past in your life. And I feel like Scorpio energy does talk about the past. So yeah, I think it's something very good. I'm picking up on being able to free yourself from a situation. November 2nd, Mercury in Scorpio in your 8th house will be in 29 degrees, and it will be trining Mars in Cancer in your 4th house in 29 degrees. So again, on November 2nd, we have Mercury in Scorpio in your 8th house. It's going to be in 29 degrees. It's going to be trining Mars in Cancer in your 4th house in 29 degrees. So I've said this before, trines, they're looked at as blessings, or it's something that just comes so easy to you that you kind of get lazy in this area in your life. So it could go either way. So it's either a gift being given to you, or it's something that comes so natural you don't even realize it. So I think it could definitely manifest one of, many ways when it comes to Mercury and Mars. Since it's talking to each other in a nice way, I think it wouldn't be so much mental conflict, because when I think of Mars and Mercury talking, Mars being the god of war, Mars being arguments, I think of this being the benefit, the positive side to Mars, which is being brave, being confident, being able to take action in an area in your life which it may be more difficult. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. It's like you would be able to take action on transformative thoughts. So since this is happening after the new moon, I'm going to say this has something to do with like feeling positive on whatever it is you decide on, and feeling like you can, it's almost as if like your emotions will be in tune with whatever it is that needs to change in your life, whether it's based off of a conversation, whether it's based off of something you hear, whether it's based off of something you feel. I think you're going to be very much in tune with what's going on. The 4th house is a private house and the 8th house is a hidden house. So I think there's going to be some type of blessing here when it comes to you guys, your physical body, and what it is you're learning at this time. It's either, I feel like your body is going to be intuitively inclined, okay? Why? Because Mars rules Aries, and it's in your 1st house. Mercury is also involved, right? Because it's Mercury trining Mars. Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury rules Virgo. You guys have this in your 3rd house and your 6th house. The 6th house talks about the body. Yes, it also talks about work. So for some of you, this is definitely going to be talking about something you're realizing about money when it comes to work and other people, okay? This could be like, again, Mercury, contracts, investments, people either giving you money or vice versa, or you're both sharing money on something. But you're definitely going to be learning something, and you're going to be in touch with the action that needs to take place or what it is you need to do in your life. And because it's in 29 degrees, I do think something very karmic is happening in the month of November. There's too many planets that are talking to each other during these 29 degrees. So 29 degrees to me is going to take... it's going to be like this do or die energy where it's going to feel very hard to make a change in your life. But it's like the universe will, or source, whatever it is you guys believe in, will put you in these karmic situations to force you to face something that you guys will know you need to change. But the question is, will you do it? And of course, it's going to be a change that's for the better, but it's almost going to be one of those things you don't want to do, which makes it hard because it's 29 degrees. I also think of 29 degrees as Leo energy going into Virgo energy. And that's 5th house to 6th house. So that's literally having fun, expressing yourself, doing whatever it is you want, being treated a certain kind of way, and then going into the 6th house, which is the worker, which is helping others, which is like being of service in some kind of way, or being on top of your schedule, taking care of your body, your mental health. It's like, it's work. And it's just different. It's so different because Leo vibes is royalty. And that's also why 29 degrees to me is hard. So yeah, you guys are definitely going to be facing some type of issue with this, even though it's placed in a nice way. But again, it's a trine. And since it is 29 degrees, I think you'll be able to see something. The sun is what I'm getting, since the sun rules Leo, and you just so happen to have the sun in the 8th house. All right, that same day, Mercury and Scorpio in your 8th house, 29 degrees, will be sextiling Pluto in Capricorn in 29 degrees in your 10th house. So again, that same day, November 2nd, Mercury and Scorpio in your 8th house will be in 29 degrees. It will be sextiling Pluto in Capricorn in 29 degrees. So a sextile is an energy between two planets where it has to put work, it has to put some type of energy into one another in order for this to manifest. Otherwise, it's just an energy that just sits there. So this day, it's like either something can happen or it may not happen. But regardless, you're definitely going to be feeling the urge that you should be doing something or that something can take place. Why? Because it's 29 degrees. Mercury will be in 29 degrees and Pluto will be in 29 degrees. So what I think is going to be happening is that the universe will be asking you to transform and change your mind on something for the better, for your growth. So again, going back to that new moon, something will die or something should be dying in order for something new to come into your life. So, and I do think the 8th house, the Scorpio house, is definitely 8th house karma. So I feel like this would be connected to past life karma that you guys would be dealing with. And I feel like it's going to hit you guys harder because you literally have Scorpio in your 8th house. So yes, everybody, the collective, will be feeling all of this intense energy, especially with the 29 degrees. But I feel like it's going to be amplified for you guys. So what conversations will you be having? What do you need to change when it comes to how you appear, your status? What does power mean to you? What's going on with your career, your place of work? Are you guys satisfied with what it is you're doing in your life? Are you satisfied with how you appear? If not, why? What is it you need to do? What needs to change? Those are the type of questions I think you guys are going to be thinking of. So yeah. What else do I think? And just to be clear, I forgot to say this. With these November 2nd transits, with Mercury being in Scorpio, trining Mars, and then later that day, Mercury and Scorpio sextiling Pluto, I definitely think secret conversations will be going on, or conversations you just want to keep private. You may be having conversations with friends about certain things or family members, but you wouldn't be sharing this with like everybody. It would be like with certain people. I also think this is talking about secret conversations about sex. I would be lying if I didn't say so. I also think it's going to be hard to make a change, but, and I don't think you guys are going to be happy about it. It would be like, I feel like mean. You guys may be mean to yourselves or really hard on yourselves, because that's what I think Mercury in the 8th house does. It makes you your own worst critic. So you may be thinking like, oh, how did I get myself in this position? Blah, blah, blah. Things of that nature could be taking place. But yeah. So that same day, Jupiter and Gemini in your 3rd house will be in 20 degrees. And it's going to be sextiling Chiron in retrograde in Aries in 20 degrees in your 1st house. So again, that same day, November 2nd, Jupiter and Gemini is in your 3rd house in retrograde. It's going to be in 20 degrees. It's going to be sextiling Chiron and Aries in retrograde in your 1st house in 20 degrees. So your 1st house and your 3rd house have the potential to heal you guys through something you're learning, something you're observing, but something, again, I do believe you'll be very much in touch with. You may have difficulty seeing this, but it's going to be some type of wound and pain, either involving money, involving your power, involving secrets, or involving sex, okay? The reason I'm saying that is because it's happening in a Scorpio degree, which is 20 degrees. So the advice here would be to be honest, okay? This is, to me, what karmic degrees are always screaming, is to be honest. And I think, of course, we could just say that in general, like, you should be an honest person. Yeah, but you're really going to feel it more so if you don't do it around these specific time frames, because when it's in 20 degrees, it's almost as if, like, if you aren't real, it's like everybody, the collective, is going to be feeling this shit, okay? I mean, yeah, maybe their own personal planets may be blocking a specific transit, so they're not as in tune as you may be. But nonetheless, like, 20 degrees is screaming, like, the secrets will come out. The truth is going to get out there. You need to be honest. If you're not honest, people will feel that energy. So with Jupiter being in your third house, it's not so much necessarily a conversation. I mean, it could be, but I'm getting more that you're learning more about your own personal insecurities, or your own personal wounds, or your own feelings. And the reason I'm going there is because, again, Mars rules Aries. It's going to be in your fourth house in Cancer. This could also have something to do with conflicts with the mother, conflicts with home, property, anything at home with strong feminine energy. I just see this going back to issues revolving around eighth house topics and things being exposed, and you being in touch with it, but you may not want to be in touch with it, but you're being given an opportunity to deal with it. That same day, November 2nd, Mercury then enters Sagittarius. So Mercury is leaving your 8th house, and definitely double check these dates on your own. I may be off by a day or two. So Mercury will be in your 9th house. To me, this screams wanting to have fun, being freedom-oriented, wanting to be happy, wanting to be optimistic. And when I did channel this energy, I do see that it's like we would all be feeling the need to get away from negative people. So, and you may be thinking like, well, how can anybody be feeling negative if we're all going to have Mercury and Sagittarius? Because again, it goes back to their own personal planets and how that's talking to Mercury and Sagittarius. So, yeah, I just see us staying away from anybody who's like Debbie the Downer. That's what I get. I also think, just looking at your chart, excuse me, when Mercury enters Sagittarius, especially with Venus being here, there's something about conversations about money. Conversations about money with friends, because Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is in your 3rd house. It's in retrograde. There's some type of introspective here. You may be more in touch with something during this time, because with Mercury and Sagittarius, I think of 8 of Wands and Tarot, which is getting messages from your guides, potentially getting like clairaudient messages, or at least this is how I interpret it. So yeah, I think there would be conversations about money. I think conversations about traveling. Maybe for some of you, you would be going back to school during this time because it's your love for education, or you would just be reading on traveling, reading where you want to go, or reading about spiritual things. Yeah, I just see this as wanting to be happy and wanting to have fun. That's what I really get with this. So, yes, hold on one second. I think for some of you, With Mercury ruling Virgo, this is definitely going to be traveling for work. You may have to spend money, or either it's like in order to gain money, you'd have to travel for work. I can see that manifesting for you guys as well. I also see this as conversations around relationships, because Venus rules Taurus and Venus rules Libra and Mercury rules signed contracts. So I think there would be conversations about, again, like either freeing yourselves from some type of maybe debt, or freeing yourself from a relationship, which maybe feels like a debt. Maybe this is conversations around how to have more fun in your relationships, because I don't think South Node in the 7th house in Libra means necessarily a bad time for serious committed relationships. I just think it means you need to pay extra attention during this time and remember, you know, past lessons, because the South Node speaks of the past. Ooh, actually, wait a minute. Hold on one second. I feel like I'm getting something here. With Venus ruling Libra and Venus entering Sagittarius, this may be a time where you may be having conversations with people from the past, conversations with people you have dated before. You may be bumping into these people while traveling as well. And like I said already, conversations about money, contracts. The energy here is pretty much just going to be freedom. That's it. And it doesn't mean like you wouldn't want to be in a relationship. It's just that you wouldn't want to be told the restrictions of the relationship, or you wouldn't want to. Okay. When I think of the 9th house, I think of a belief system. So you're not going to want to be told, Mercury conversations, anything that goes against your belief system. And if you do, that will create the tension of Lilith and the South Node in Libra in your 7th house. There you go. It would cause Uranus in Taurus a shakeup with the things you guys value, because again, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Okay. November 3rd, Juno enters Scorpio. So Juno is leaving Libra and Juno is entering Scorpio. The first thing that comes to my mind is attachment. So I feel like for those of you where that resonated, what I just said right there with Mercury and Venus in the 9th house, and I'm hearing something right now. There would be this energy of feeling like, because Juno is soulmate energy. So it's like you guys would be attached to whatever belief you have at this time. And I want to tell you guys, because Pluto goes direct and it's in 29 degrees, this is part of your storyline, because this month Pluto goes into Aquarius. So there's something here regarding something you're going to see, because 29 degrees, I think of the sun. So you're going to see something when it comes to your power. Pluto rules Scorpio, your 8th house. I think your power comes with your power. Where's Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn? In order to make whatever dreams you guys have come true, okay? It's for some of you, this is going to be talking about your career. So I'm going to tell you right now, for the Aries, you guys are supposed to be independent people. This goes for money and romance. It doesn't mean that you can't have business partnerships or be in a committed relationship. It just means that you can't have people try to change your mind on what a relationship like means to you, but at the same time apply common sense. You also have to be fair. Libra energy, it's literally on the other side of your axis. And the same applies for business. So I think the whole thing, the reason Aries have karma with like that 10th house energy, because it's this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a square, is because we're supposed to do things the way we want to. We're supposed to be a boss. We're supposed to be an entrepreneur, or at least, I would say, if you guys don't resonate with that, then I would say a supervisor, a team lead, some type of position where you stand out in some type of way because you're meant to lead. You may be experiencing like where you can come into your power is if you don't like do what other people want you to do, Libra. Like, and I'm saying that I feel like not in the best way. So make sure to be fair to yourself, your needs, your wants, as well as others, because there's a big freedom-oriented energy going on. So you should be able to free yourself, but allow others to be free as well. So, yeah. So that's what I want to say when it comes to business, 10th house, or the way you appear. So if something isn't happening for you guys, I would say that it's not meant for you guys, and you have to believe in something bigger than yourself is working in your favor. And I know that's a really hard one to accept, but I feel like that's what you're going to be in touch with this month with this Sagittarius energy, especially with Jupiter going retrograde. You're going to be learning this. So other than that, Juno, soulmate energy in that 8th house, you guys are going to want, it's going to manifest in either one of two ways. Either intimacy, like you want to merge with other people, you want to be one, you want something really deep, profound, meaningful, or it's going to be the opposite in the sense that you kind of just want like, you want sex. I feel like it could go either way. I think also magic, mystical things, things regarding transformation with Juno. I think of like transformative relationships at this time. Okay. So that same day, November 3rd, Mars in Cancer in 29 degrees in your 4th house will be opposing Pluto in Capricorn in your 10th house in 29 degrees. So again, November 3rd, Mars in Cancer in your 4th house in 29 degrees will be opposing Pluto in Capricorn in your 10th house in 29 degrees. This is going to be a balancing act. It's going to be a difficult one. I think you guys can do it, but not without difficulty, because oppositions create inner conflict. So I do think you guys would be having these feelings, because I'm thinking of water energy with Mars being in Cancer. And Mars also just being that planet that wants to take action. And Pluto ruling the 8th house traditionally is a water house. And it's in Capricorn. This is also another cardinal energy with Aries, right? So there is this energy of wanting to do something. And I think you guys are going to be feeling it. And there's also going to be this energy of not wanting to get too crazy, because when Pluto and Mars are opposing each other, it's basically an energy of power plays, manipulation, wanting to control. It's like, who will be in control? Who will take the lead? So my advice, as always, would be to either take the high road or to compromise. So I think you guys will compromise. Otherwise, it could be very volatile. I think you guys are also going to want to compromise because that sun is going to be in that 8th house. So intuitively, you'll be in touch with something. Okay. Now, Mars rules Aries. You guys have Chiron in your 1st house. So I do think you guys are going to want to heal some type of pain or not want to be in pain. And I think with the 4th and 10th house opposing each other, you guys are already experiencing something at home versus the career. There's some type of inner friction, either with the mother, with family. It's like either you work too much, you don't work hard enough, you're not meeting, I want to say, status quo. Something is up here, or it's like maybe the life that you're living with the family you've created, it's like it's not as it's not what you thought it would be. Something is transforming at this time, or you want it to change at this time. I think you're also going to have difficulty understanding why this energy is either happening or why you're feeling it. Even if like the topic is somewhat, even if it's relevant, like I just said, because since Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, it's in the 12th house. And I think because Mars is in Cancer in a water house, there's something here about, I feel like something getting lost or emotions are high. And I think that's also why you guys may be trying to balance this, because you know that that's what's getting lost. It's like there may be something that's not practical that's happening. And you're trying to be rational, you're trying to be practical, but at the same time, it's like you feel what you feel, and you can't help it. So November 3rd, that same day, we have Venus in Sagittarius in your 9th house. It's in opposition to Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 3rd house. So again, November 3rd, we have Venus in Sagittarius in your 9th house in 20 degrees. It's opposing Jupiter in Gemini in your 3rd house in 20 degrees in retrograde. So again, we have another opposition. So it's going to be like this balancing act, except here's the thing. Jupiter does not, I feel like Jupiter doesn't do well with squares or opposition. It wants to be free, okay? So whatever it touches, it expands upon. So... And with 20 degrees, again, this is a Scorpio degree. So there's something about, it's either going to connect with freeing yourself from sex, freeing yourself from from lies, and knowing what the truth is, and having difficulty with this, or freeing yourself when it comes to your attachment with money. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Because Venus in Sagittarius speaks to me making money in a freedom-oriented way, or maybe spending money on traveling, typical Sagittarius things, or meeting somebody who is extremely freedom-oriented. And it's at odds with a conversation that wants to be extremely detailed, that wants to talk or teach about maybe, I don't know, teach about, I don't want to say philosophy, but it's like teach about the things that, I just feel like I'm getting the energy of either being at odds with what it is you guys want, or being at odds with what it is you know you want and knowing that you're not getting it. That's what I'm getting here. When I think of Jupiter and Gemini in retrograde, I think of a lot of words. I think of being careful with their words. I think of not talking as fast, or I just think of somebody thinking before they speak, but they still have a lot of words to say because it's Gemini energy. And then when I think of Venus and Sagittarius, I just think of somebody who wants to do what they want to do. And of course, there's much more to that. It's not just that. I would say it's It could be a love for a belief. It could be love for traveling. It could be spending money on these types of things. But regardless, Sagittarius is the bigger picture and Gemini is the fine details. So it's like you're going to be at odds. You're going to have this back and forth energy where you're going to want to figure out the whole storyline versus just going with the flow, I want to say. So it's either going to be a conversation you have with somebody and it's like an argument, or it's like you're imposing upon somebody's freedom or somebody's imposing upon your freedom. Okay. And I think ultimately here, when we have transits going on in Sagittarius, I feel like the evolved energy of this would be like having this wise energy of knowing it can't work because of X, Y, and Z. And I feel like that's what's happening here. And it would be based off of something you're seeing. Later that day, November 3rd, Venus in Sagittarius in 20 degrees is trining Chiron in Aries in your first house in 20 degrees. So again, November 3rd, we have Venus in Sagittarius in your 9th house in 20 degrees. It's trining Chiron in Aries in 20 degrees in your first house. So to me, this is without a doubt for some of you talking about your body, because it's literally... with Chiron, these are your wounds. So it's like you either have some type of, I want to say, love for a belief system when it comes to the body that just comes naturally. Or for some of you, this is going to be, oh wait, this is random, but like investing money into your physical appearance, which I wouldn't recommend with Chiron being in retrograde and in your first house. Even though it's a trine, I don't see it going well because of 20 degrees. I feel like it's either going to be a lot of money or there would be something hidden about it and it may come out later. So I wouldn't suggest that for some of you, because for some of you that will be a story. But with Venus trining Chiron, I see you very much being in touch with your own pain. Now, it could be insecurities about a belief system that you guys have. And it could be affecting a relationship. And it could be creating anger. I think of Chiron and Aries too as creating anger. And having trouble with like getting past the anger. You may feel like, because again, with the 20 degrees, I'm going to go to Pluto as well, since this traditionally rules Scorpio. I feel like you may feel that somebody is trying to take away your power by them imposing a belief system on you, or this could be you guys as well. I just see power plays, power dynamics with this 8th, 9th house energy. Because the 8th house is attached to something. It's trying to free itself. It's trying to transform its mind for the better. And then it's like once it does that, then it goes into the 9th house of freedom. That same day, Mars enters Leo. So Mars is leaving your 4th house. Wait a minute. If Mars was in 29 degrees, and Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio, and we have Venus in Sagittarius 20 degrees, trining Chiron in 20 degrees. I think you guys would just be very much in touch with learning how to heal and learning how to do better. And it would all stem from what it is you're seeing. And it's like you're encouraged to act based off of intuition, but also your feelings. So just make sure that You're in that evolved 8th house energy during this time, and you're just not like attached to ego, is what I want to say. Make sure your belief makes sense. That's how I want to phrase it. Okay, November 3rd, Mars enters Leo. The fuck? Okay, Mars in the 5th house. So there will be trouble with romance. There will be conflicts with you guys expressing yourself, you guys being on stage. If you're thinking of having children, there would be arguments around this time, around that topic. There would be arguments or conflicts around creative expression as well. So if you guys are trying to, I don't know, be artsy, or you are artsy and or artistic, however you want to phrase it, there would be some type of issue. Now, the other way this could manifest is the complete opposite. You guys could be feeling super confident during this time and decide to take action when it comes to romance. You guys could decide you are feeling super confident when it comes to creativity, and you want to start being an entrepreneur and selling, you know, your crafts, whatever it is. You guys at this time could potentially see an opportunity for investments, okay? The reason I'm saying that is because the sun rules Leo. It's in your 8th house. So definitely you're seeing something when it comes to money and intimacy, as well as the things going on behind your back. So other people's money and intimacy with other people. So I think that, oh, wait, Mars is sex too. So yeah, I think this can also be feeling driven to take action in your life when it comes to either healing some type of pain you have around a belief system, or being driven to be confident and assertive and go after whatever it is you want. I think with this Pluto in 29 degrees, again, to me, a Leo degree is what I want to call it. You guys want to win at this 10th house energy. So for a lot of you, where this isn't talking about romance, love, this is just talking about how you appear to others. And when I think of Mars and Leo, I think of 6 of Wands in tarot. I think technically it's Jupiter in Leo. I don't care. I think of a victory where it's seen. The only issue with this to me is you're supposed to be doing it for yourself. This is the unevolved 5th house energy, is when you're doing it for other people. You're supposed to just be doing it for yourself. I think you're going to just be in touch with what matters to you at this time, and you're going to want to go for it. You're going to be driven. Okay. Oh, what I do want to say, though, just from knowing this energy personally, be careful. Don't be too defensive. Don't be too egotistical. And again, don't be look at me energy. Whatever you do, don't do that. Unless that is who you are naturally, and like, you know, and you're, you know, I don't know. Anyway, okay, November 4th, Sun in Scorpio in the 8th house in 12 degrees is trining Saturn in Pisces in retrograde in your 12th house in 12 degrees. So again, November 4th, we got Sun in Scorpio in your 8th house in 12 degrees. It's trining Saturn in Pisces in retrograde in the 12th house in 12 degrees. So, I think you're going to, yeah, for some of you, this is definitely talking about being ambitious for your career, how it is you appear. So you guys are going to be intuitively inclined to work at something you may not like reap the benefits just yet, but you're going to see the benefits because it's like you're willing to work towards something when it comes to investments or making money, wealth, something like this, because We have Scorpio and Pisces trining, and they're trining in the 8th house and the 12th house. So something psychic is happening, something intuitive is happening, and it's talking your 5th and your 10th house. So expressing yourself and putting yourself out there. I think of literally being in touch with the possibilities, okay? So, yeah. What was I going to say? There was something there. I lost it. And the fact that they're both in 12 degrees, that's a Pisces degree. I do think you'll be very in tune that day. But like I said, Pisces energy, it comes and goes. So I see this as more happening in the future. All right. November 11th, Venus enters Capricorn. So Venus is leaving your 9th house. I feel like it was there for a minute. And Venus is entering your 10th house. Okay, so when Venus enters Capricorn, I think of investments. I think of long-term investments, something worth investing into. I do think of cold love as well. I think of, I just think of being practical, okay? I think of earth energy, and Venus is here, so it's in your 10th house. I like that. The possibilities are good for you guys to be seen in a very good way, a very good light, as well as make money, I want to say. So Venus rules Libra in the 7th house with that south node of Lilith. And then we got Venus ruling Taurus with Uranus retrograde. Okay, so I think the energy here and what you guys are being asked to focus on is, again, for those of you where you guys are still working on this Saturn and Pisces energy, which is basically making a dream a reality, I think that's where you guys are asked to put your focus on. I think that's what you guys are being asked to be driven in and work towards. I'm getting a you energy. That's what I'm getting. Because it's almost as if like doors are being shut down intentionally in order to get you guys to pay attention to one area in your life. If that doesn't resonate for you guys, then I would say at this time, Venus and Capricorn in your 10th house, you guys may meet somebody through work. I would say this person, hold on. No, we're just going to leave it there. I'm not pushing it. Oh, no, I already said that. Okay. No, why was I getting that? I think there's going to be something going on with Uranus in the South Node. I don't know what exactly, or Lilith maybe, but when I channeled it, I was getting like the collective will be checking, like taking their health seriously. Now, when I think of Venus in Capricorn, I don't know, unless I'm just missing something, I don't think of health. And I don't think what I'm channeling is wrong. But I would normally think of your health as Virgo energy, or maybe it's connected to Mercury, something like that. But since it's Venus, I'm looking at Uranus being in retrograde. So whatever you value at this time, or maybe you have to spend money on something, it may make you guys cold when it comes to romance and love, and you guys may want to focus on just doing better and being healthier, something like this. I'm getting some type of just wanting to eat healthier, wanting to make sure your body is healthy, and just like keeping up with stuff like that. November 12th, Mercury and Sagittarius in your 9th house in 12 degrees will be squaring Saturn and Pisces in retrograde in your 12th house in 12 degrees. So again, November 12th, we have Mercury and Sagittarius in your 9th house in 12 degrees. It's squaring Saturn in retrograde in Pisces in your 12th house in 12 degrees. This screams, you know, having difficulty with manifesting, not having clear thoughts. So it's like miscommunication may happen on this day. You may get frustrated from feeling like you can't manifest. You may not be seeing things as they are, okay? And I'm saying that because it's in 12 degrees. This is a Pisces degree. I think Pisces energy is really in tune with what's going on when it's talking about others. But when it's talking about our own personal life, we're not too in tune. I'm going to tell you right now, this goes for wherever we all have Pisces in our own chart. This goes for Pisces people in general. I feel like they are the ones to go to for advice, but then you walk away and you're like, man, they gave great advice. But then you look at them and like what's going on and in their own personal life, and you may be questioning yourself for taking that advice. But there's something to it. They're very in tune, which is why they may come off a certain kind of way, because I think that's a lot of energy to take on. My point to saying all that is you guys are going to be feeling that to some degree. Now, with Mercury squaring Saturn, this could be a delay when it comes to traveling. It could be a delay in, it could be miscommunications. Hold on. It could be miscommunication when it comes to work. There could be a delay when it comes to, I don't know, getting a promotion, or just like you just feel like you can't achieve the dream. Maybe you receive advice that day that makes you feel like you can't do it. Something is going to happen around this time frame and you're just not going to feel good. I also think this would be escapism for some of you. So this may be drinking, getting high, just to take off that edge. That's what I get. I see this also as difficulty sleeping because it's hitting the 12th house. Later that day, Saturn goes direct. So that's good. I think we're getting closer to that energy of feeling like something can take place. Something can happen when it comes to, again, whatever Saturn is talking to for you guys. So for Capricorn, since Saturn rules Capricorn, your 10th house, if you guys have been like working towards something when it comes to your career or how it is you appear or whatever it is you're trying to just achieve when it comes to your 10th house goals, I think you've probably been feeling difficulty 1000% once Pluto went retrograde, once Pluto went back into Capricorn, and Saturn going retrograde didn't really help. But at the same time, it did in a sense, because I'm sure if you're manifesting these energies in the way that they're supposed to for the good of yourself, you probably are seeing the things that need to take place or the things that need to happen, but maybe you're just having difficulty with doing those things for one reason or another. So I think once it goes direct, this will help with that energy, like get things in motion for you. And the reason for this is because now you know what it is you need to do, or you have a better idea than you did before. November 15th, there's going to be a full moon in Taurus. So this is going to be your second house. So to me, I think you guys will something will be illuminated when it comes to finances. 100%. Because Venus, the ruler of Taurus, will be in your 10th house in Capricorn. Even though Venus won't be talking to Pluto in 29 degrees, I still think because Pluto's in 29 degrees and it's in Capricorn in your 10th house, I think there would be something there. I think what's going to be illuminated is exactly what I just said regarding that, what was it? Saturn goes direct in Pisces energy. So I think you guys are going to see, you know, maybe why you've been feeling frustrated, or if you've been angry, or feeling like you don't know why certain things are happening the way they are. I think around this time you're going to see that. So Uranus rules Aquarius. It's your 11th house. So this, to me, something's going to be illuminated when it comes to social networking with your finances, or social networking when it comes to what it is you value, or groups of friends. You're going to be like reconsidering this type of topic because Uranus is in retrograde. So what do you value? How do you spend your money? What do you own? I think these things will be in question during this time. And it's going to be at odds with what it is you are trying to go for, or what it is you believe you want when it comes to 10th house topics. Full moon in Taurus, it's going to be in 24 degrees, which is a Pisces degree. So, yeah, when I channeled it, I was getting Sagittarius energy. Like I'm getting quest energy. Like you're looking for your freedom, but having difficulty. So yes, I think you guys may be having difficulty when it comes to the things I just said, but also for some of you, this is going to be having difficulty with your money. So I'm not too sure what the full moon is going to be talking to. I don't know, but I'm just picking up on Mercury and Sagittarius. I'm getting a traveling energy, but it's more like energetically. November 16th, we have Sun and Scorpio in your 8th house in 25 degrees. And it's opposing Uranus in Taurus in retrograde in your 2nd house in 25 degrees. So again, November 16th, the Sun in Scorpio in 25 degrees in your 8th house will be opposing Uranus in retrograde in Taurus in your 2nd house in 25 degrees. So again, another opposition. So you're at odds with things you want versus the things you have. Again, I do think this would be connected to that full moon in Taurus. So we have the Sun in Scorpio in your 8th house. It's in an Aries degree, 25 degrees. And this is what the North Node is calling you guys to do, right? Fate, universe, sources, pushing you guys to go for your dreams. Saturn in the 12th house in Pisces. But literally also to be selfishly, like, unapologetic while doing so. But while you do so, you're going to experience some of your wounds, whether it's insecurity or physical, who knows, with whatever you guys are doing out there. But I feel like you guys have to put yourselves out there in order to accomplish this Pluto in Capricorn for one last round before it enters Aquarius. Because once Pluto enters Aquarius for you guys in the 11th house, there is this call to be like a powerful leader when it comes to groups of people, or somebody powerful on the internet, or somebody powerful when it comes to social networking, somebody powerful amongst your group of friends. Your status is going to be transforming for you guys in the 11th house. So just like I'm sure, I mean, I feel like this could be for anybody, really, but I would think that there would have been more of an emphasis for you guys since 2008, once Pluto entered Capricorn, your 10th house, that there was more of an emphasis to transform this 10th house, how you appear. But you would have had to gone through this whole storyline of, well, in order to get this, why do you want this? Is it true to your heart? You know, like I think of Simba and Mufasa from The Lion King, or, you know, whatever. One of those like deep talks with the animals that are following Simba, and they're asking him all these serious questions. That's what I think of. So my point to saying all this is, when the Sun is in Scorpio in your 8th house, you're in touch with something about yourself, okay? You're in touch with the things that have meaning for you in your life, or the things at least you want to have meaning. But it's going to be at odds with the things you currently have. So when I look at 25 degrees, I'm going to look at two things. The first house, because it's an Aries degree, and then I'm going to look at where Mars is, because Mars is the ruler of Aries. So what may be at odds is potentially your confidence. That could be something. There could be at odds with realizing what it is or you could be at odds with seeing what it is you have to give up in order to get what it is you want. There could be that attachment, again, 8th house energy. And then this would create some type of wound. But what type of wound for Aries? So yeah, it depends. If it could be the fact that you guys believe you need to be seen, it could be realizing that you realize you do need to be seen and you may not want to be seen. Also, I think the biggest one here is who are you trying to do this for? Is it for yourself or is it for others? Because the sun is our highest self. Right? It's the planetary version of our highest self. So Uranus is the group of people. It's everybody else. Are you willing to do what it is you want, whatever's true to your heart, and kind of like just do it whether there's an audience or not? That's the energy I was channeling. November 18th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 9th house in 18 degrees will be opposing Jupiter in Gemini in your 3rd house in retrograde in 18 degrees. So again, November 18th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in 18 degrees in the 9th house opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in the 3rd house in 18 degrees. So 18 degrees speaks to me about needing to fix something. And whatever this is, it's not going to be easy, but it's something that needs to be looked at. And it's something that would heal you guys. Now, the reason I'm going there is because 18 degrees, I channel it all the time. It's always like an energy that needs work. And it's a Virgo energy. And it's a high number for Virgo. So you already have an opposition here, which means the conversations that you're either having with yourself or your thoughts are at odds with what it is, again, you're getting. So Sagittarius energy likes to look at the bigger picture. Gemini energy likes to look at the fine details. It's why usually these two don't always get along, but everyone has a different story out there, I'm sure. So this would either have something to do with work, or like literally work, the 6th house, like your job. It could have something to do with your health. It could have something to do with uncomfortable conversations at this time, again, where freedom feels like it's imposed upon. Are you guys being honest? Are you guys speaking the truth? Mercury, Sagittarius. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So this is supposed to be an open and honest energy. Think of charities and volunteering time. That is supposed to be Jupiter. So if you think of it in that evolved way, then what is the universe asking you guys to do at this time? Okay, so again, it's going to be an 18 degrees. It's a Virgo degree. You guys got nothing going on in your 6th house. And Mercury rules Virgo, so it's already in your 9th house. So you guys want to speak upon something you're learning, or these are just your thoughts about something you're learning when it comes to Sagittarius-like things. Well, what are you guys learning? So Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. It's in your 3rd house. You guys are literally learning something potentially maybe on the internet or through friends, through teachers. It could be going back to school, you're learning this. But Jupiter's in retrograde. So it's more like you're actually in touch with what it really is that holds value to you. And it's at odds either with other people or yourself. So yeah. Da, 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 da. November 18th. Sun in Scorpio in the 8th house is trining Neptune in Pisces in retrograde in the 12th house. So again, November 18th, Sun in Scorpio in that 8th house is trining Neptune in Pisces in retrograde in the 12th house. They're both at 27 degrees. Again, it's the 12th and the 8th house. These are psychic houses talking to each other in a nice way. They're both in tune. They're both in touch, and they're both in a Mercury degree, a high Mercury degree. It's Gemini. So I think you guys, number one, your dreams, you'll be having dreams that will probably talk to you or be giving you lessons, I want to say. And I meant to say that with the other transit. Was it Sun in Scorpio, trining Saturn in Pisces? Yeah, November 4th. I would definitely keep like a dream journal around this time, because I do think that's something that a spirit would be talking to you guys, or you guys are getting divine lessons during this time through your sleep. But anyway, so November 18th, I think you guys will just be in touch with the words that are left unsaid. Like you will just be able to understand people intuitively, or even if people are talking, you'll really see something deeper. I just think you'll be learning something intuitively that maybe won't be so visible. That's how I want to put it. And whatever this is, I want to say, because it's Neptune and the way I was channeling it, whatever you see or you're in touch with on that day, because you could potentially see something. I don't know if you're going to want to be in touch with it. I also think this is a creative energy as well. Like for those of you that like to paint or, you know, I don't know, do something artistic. I think that would be a really good day to do something like that. But anyway, yeah. So I think whatever it is you see something so easily, you may not want any part of it. And again, I think it would have to do to a belief system, because 27 degrees belongs to Mercury, and Mercury is in Sagittarius in that 9th house. November 21st, Sun enters Sagittarius. So the Sun is leaving your 8th house and it's entering your 9th house. So I think, again, there's going to be this optimistic energy that just wants to have fun, go out. Maybe you guys are really going to be proud of yourself for like the knowledge you know or information you have. You may want to talk about the things you know. You may feel really confident and just want to express yourself when it comes to 9th house topics. Like I feel like anybody I've known that has their sun in the 9th house, they come off very confident. It doesn't mean that they're not insecure in other areas of their life. It's just like the things they say, they're just like, no, this is it because blah, 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 blah. And it's so like, there's so much self-expression. You can't help but just continue to look at them and listen to what they're saying. So yeah, I feel like this would be you guys around this time frame. I think also you guys would be very in tune with everyone who wants in on your energy. So this also may boost your confidence, I feel like, because I was getting royalty energy, like royalty vibes. So yeah, I think your intuition, like you'll be able to see other people clearly. For sure. All right, later that day, November 21st, Sun in Sagittarius in your 9th house will be sextiling Pluto in Aquarius in your 11th house. So Pluto will be in Aquarius in your 11th house. Thank God. God. So sextile, you have to put work into, you have to put energy into, right? So first thing I want to say is, these are both freedom-oriented energies. So I feel like when the Sun and Pluto are talking to each other in a positive way, this is being able to change something in your life for the better. It's like being able to see maybe people's shadows and understanding intuitively why they act the way they do, and having like a higher consciousness to not like do anything about that. So a lot of people I feel like would argue or, you know, call each other out. But with this type of transit, it's like you have the potential to see something and then just like, I want to say be an adult, you know, be mature or take the higher road. But yeah, I just think, it's interesting. So the Sun rules Leo, the 5th house, and Mars will be there. Yeah, I think for some of you, you'll witness something and it may go against what you value, or it may be the opposite. You may see something that you do value. Something could change around this time. Yeah, it could either be positive or negative. I think a sextile is a blessing, because as long as you do something, you're more than likely going to get what it is you want. It just may not be exactly as you pictured it. So if the Sun rules Leo, which is your 5th house, and you guys have Mars there, Mars talks about go. It talks about action. It talks about being brave. It does also talk about conflict, right? So you could potentially see or understand somebody else's conflict, or see this about yourself regarding another person. But Pluto in Aquarius, I almost want to say like the evolved version of it would be understanding people on a deeper psychological level. And it's like whatever you're interacting with around this time frame, it would either be something you value or maybe something you don't value. Because Taurus, 2nd house, what do you own? What do you value? And it's your wallet, right? I forgot about this one. So what I channeled was technology. So yeah, that could definitely be it too, where you guys are seeing people clearly through the internet. I also think of this as well, just like looking, I don't know, just looking at the chart. You guys could be seeing people you want to interact with. And knowing intuitively that these are the people that could either help you financially, or it's like by working with people, you could make more money, or by working with like certain groups of people, this could be something that really, like resonates with you, or something that is meaningful to you. And maybe this is that Venus in Capricorn, something that would be worth an investment. So yeah. That's also possible too. But yeah, you would definitely be seen for something during this time. But when I think the Sun is in the 9th house, you're seen for the wisdom that you have. You're seen for something you're knowledgeable on. It's some type of topic, and people would go to you on this topic. November 22nd, Venus in Capricorn in your 10th house in 12 degrees is sextiling Saturn in Pisces in 12 degrees in your 12th house. So again, we have Venus in Capricorn in your 10th house in 12 degrees, and it's sextiling Saturn in Pisces in your 12th house in 12 degrees. So when Venus and Saturn are talking to each other in a nice way, again, I think of long-term investments. I think of something worth investing into. So the fact, though, that Saturn is in Pisces, it makes me think that there's a dream that you guys may be investing to on this day that you kind of want to like make a reality. The thing here is it's a sextile, so you may or may not be doing this. It may be some type of investment with either literally money, your wallet, or it could be something you guys value. It could have something to do with legal contracts as well, regarding traveling. It could have something to do with moving. It could have something to do with Mercury, Sagittarius, I want to say. Yeah, it could be like you have to pay in order to do, I don't know, in order to be, oh, it could be like some type of legal contract with other people. You guys all have to pay X amount in order to invest in this. I don't know. Could be that. But yeah, so it's either that or it's all mental and you're thinking about these things. Because it's in 12 degrees, and I feel like 12 degrees, because it's a Pisces degree, things can get lost. Things aren't always solid. So yeah. November 25th, Mercury goes retrograde in Sagittarius. So, and it's going to be happening in 22 degrees, which is a Capricorn degree. Work. So here we go. Yeah, I think for some of you guys, you won't be doing that other transit, and some of you will. But Mercury, a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is a redo. It's rethinking something that you've learned about when it comes to either your own personal belief system, that you are... that you believe is worth investing into, because it's like you believe if you stick with this, your dreams can happen. Like something that you've always wanted can come from this. So I think that's what this Mercury retrograde would be speaking of. And then I think for some of you, this would be, oh my God, yeah, that would be a rethink of your beliefs. And you would be wondering, is this worth investing into? Oh my God, I literally see this manifesting in so many different ways for all of us. Okay, so, okay, hold on. I'm getting so many different thoughts. Focus. With Mercury in retrograde in 22 degrees, remember how I briefly said like, oh, some of you guys could realize now what it is you really want to do when it comes to that career once Pluto goes into Aquarius? Yeah, I think there would be a redo. I think there would be a belief changing when it comes to your career at this time, because that 22 degrees is what's giving me this idea of this. And Mercury rules Gemini and it rules Virgo. So Mercury rules your 6th house, place of work, right? And Gemini, the things you're learning and expressing at this time, and you have Jupiter here in retrograde. So it's like there is a belief system that you are almost questioning or revisiting at this time, or it's just something you're learning something new that is making you rethink how you do your 10th house. So yeah, I think a lot of you will be reconsidering what it is you want to do. And invest your time and money in, and your thoughts, your energy is what I'm getting, literally. Yeah. And then, no, that's it. I don't want to keep repeating myself. November 27th, Sun in Sagittarius in that 9th house is trining Mars and Leo in your 5th. So again, November 27th, we have Sun in Sagittarius in 5 degrees, and it's trining Mars in Leo in 5 degrees in your 5th house. So to me, this could play out a few different ways. Yeah, you guys could be super ambitious to go after something because you're feeling super confident. 5 degrees is a Leo energy. It's the sun. So I think you guys are truly in touch with something you're seeing, and you're also feeling really good about it. You're feeling positive. You're feeling confident. It would be based off of something you've learned. It could be a belief system you're learning about, or it could just be something you're learning about through your community, your friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings. I also think of potentially, like, for some of you, like throughout the month of November, you may be going through waves of independence, whether it's like freeing yourself from work, or whether it's freeing yourself from love. There was like some type of attachment in the 8th house, and I'm seeing like the slow progression of it. And I feel like this would kind of like amplify it. This is what's doing it. You're seeing something here, and you're being driven to go after what it is you've learned. So, and to take action. So it's like you're not all talk, but you're also doing the walk. That's what I get. And what I channeled for you guys was, which is funny, that the hat that Abraham Lincoln wore, I don't know if this is really the meaning of it, but it was, to me, I just think of freedom. So, yeah, I feel like also you guys may witness something that may put you in this position to like make like the final call where you're like, yeah, that's it. Because again, the sun is seeing something, and I was also channeling this. So I'm kind of getting this energy of like, yep, that's it. I'm done. Let's see. The sun rules Leo, and there's Mars here. So you're seeing something. You're driven to have fun, romance, express yourself based off of something you're learning. Yep, I'm going to stick with that. Okay, November 30th, new moon in Sagittarius. So in your 9th house, there will be a new moon. Now, here's the thing. This is also going to be in 9 degrees. So, again, we have another freedom-oriented energy going on here. I think this will be talking about your belief system. I think this is kind of like the final curtain call. Like you have decided that you are freeing yourself from this belief. And it's going to be based off of something you have either witnessed or you intuitively know has happened. It's based off of secrets. I think the secrets will be coming out in the month of November. I think you guys will be revisiting an old idea when it comes to your beliefs. Now, whether it is about romance or career, money, I just see you guys literally freeing yourselves based off of all the information and knowledge you're learning. That's what I'm getting. I think you guys are doing research on the internet. I think you guys are doing research on the internet regarding your job. So I think like for some of you who want like a new job, I think this would be it. Or you're just changing your whole role, your whole dynamic to the 10th house completely. And you're invested in this. And then for those of you where this is about romance, yeah, I think you guys would be... I think you guys would be coming into your power based off of the things you guys value at this time. And deciding to do what it is you guys want to do based off of the past. I think whatever your belief system is, that's what you're going to stick to. With Lilith being in Libra, I'm telling you right now, you guys are not going to want to give up what it is you believe in about relationships at this time. And you're going to be committed to focusing on yourself and what it is you want and your needs. Anything else would be imposed upon you. Yeah. So what did I channel? I feel like you guys are getting organized with your thoughts. I'm seeing a schedule, and I'm seeing you guys commit to yourself, and I'm seeing manifestation practices. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I hope it helps. Bye.